I was live on the air when the governor's first tweet went out basically announcing that this had happened.
The chemical spill in Charleston, but it was like opening up a Pandora's box of issues about water, not just in our state, but nationwide.
Water is a prevalent feature in the state of West Virginia.
In the Innovator in Residence program, we're always looking at a way to do experimental reporting with new technology.
Even once the water was turned on, people didn't believe the water was safe. There are some who live in parts of those 9 counties in southern West Virginia who still don't believe their water is safe.
How limited our sensor capabilities are when it comes to water. And that's not to say that there aren't a lot of sensors out there on the landscape that we know about, but I can get on AccuWeather, right, and it can tell me what the smog is like in a network of sensors around the country.
We have all of these sensing technologies coming into play that extract data from everything. That includes smart objects, but it also includes our environment.
No, this was not handled well, in my opinion, at multiple levels. And I think a lot of that had to do with the fact we were in uncharted territory. Some of it, I think, of our own making, some of it not. This was a chemical that we knew about and had been a part of the coal industry and the cleaning process for a number of years, but had not been studied very extensively. So we didn't have a lot of information from the scientific community to start with to know, what are the effects? What are the potential hazards? What should we be telling people? And not just as media, but what should the Department of Public Health be telling people? What should the water company be telling people? And so there was a scrambling at the beginning to just gather information to share.
The power of what citizen journalism did to really give voice to groups that had not been able to speak for themselves. They had to rely on sort of official voices or mediated voices and brands and companies, where it gives rise to things like Arab Spring or Black Lives Matter. That's the power of technology and citizen journalism.
The project through the College of Media is, while the science is not necessarily innovative, what's innovative is that as media experts begin to do science, begin to understand the science, and their ability to communicate that science increases, regardless of the value of the science. And so that is crazy valuable over time. And as a scientist, something I'm extremely excited about.
Every day you're sort of doing something unknown and new to you, also new to your students. And so it requires a lot of trust among all of the participants and leaps of faith. You kind of have to dispel students' concerns right off the bat about grades.
Well, so there's a couple of things that limit the value of science. And most notable among those is transferring that information, making that information become part of everyday life.
But it also really points the way to the power of some of these emerging technologies, potentially, maybe not now, but in the future, and of community engagement and being part of how we look at water quality and security in our communities.
This shows the power of community when it comes to a story like this, because Facebook is in essence an online community, and Twitter in a different sense is also an online community. And these were people all from the same general area, but others who just had an interest in the area, getting information very quickly through a non-traditional sense.